Good morning to the DMV and the rest of the world. Excuse me. This is your girl. Oh, I'm sorry. This is your girl, Reese, aka the best that ever did it, aka getting choked out over him. Alrighty, y'all. We got a good show for y'all today, and we got our beautiful co-host, Miss Bernice Smith, in the house with us. Good morning, Bernice. Okay, Bernice didn't say
She
nothing just
popped
yet.
out. She got popped back in. Something going on her side. She about to come in though. Oh, there she
Okay,
goes. She back in. I got it.
okay. As soon as our beautiful co-host get in, she'll introduce herself and all that good stuff. But we also have a beautiful, lovely guest. Well, she's a regular on the Morning Mac show, so she's just like family. Michelle Pucciarelli.
Good morning. Thank you, Reese. Thank you. Happy Thursday. Thanks for having me. I took the day off from work, so I couldn't think of a better way than to spend it with my family, my adopted family. You guys have adopted me. Thank you.
Sister from another mother.
Exactly. Sisters. Oh, that is
Good
so
morning,
sweet.
everybody.
Good morning. Michelle's put a little cream in our coffee.
Okay. All right, that works for me.
Okay, Lady B is in the house. That's my girl right there. That's the other side of the R&B show. That's Reese, Molly, and Bernice. That's definitely Miss Lady B. What's going on with you, girl?
Not much, girl. Blessed to be. And
Blessed
just
to
taking
be.
it one moment at a time.
One moment at a time. Who? Amen. Can the church get an amen?
Amen.
I'm stuck because last night, I'm not going to tell it. I want Michelle to tell it. Last night was my first time going to this electric palm thing, right? And being chosen to be one of the participants in this thing, right? And what they do, you're up there by yourself. I thought it'd be a group of people. But you're by yourself, and they're throwing subjects at you, and you have to make them funny. I guess it make you think quick on your feet, and a lot of other comedians, I got a chance to see there. Angie was there, Carlos was there, Doug was there. And Doug, we do the radio show together. Next Level, he has a show called Conversation with Comedians. So there's a lot of a mixture. There's a lot of white guys there. I didn't know their name, but there's a lot of white comedians there. So Michelle can tell you who everybody was better than I can. So, tell everybody, how did I do? Did I disappoint? I represented.
Oh my God. You did fantastic. I was so proud for your first time because it's not an easy thing because there's no order. You don't know when you're going to go and you don't know the topic that you're going to get. And you just knocked it out of the park, in my opinion. I might be a little biased, but I'm telling you, everybody else was cracking up. It's just a fun night for comedians just to kind of relax and have fun and just run with it and be silly. I like doing it mainly because, when I'm at work all day, I don't have to think about preparing for the open mic that evening. I just kind of float in and whatever happens, happens. And the good thing about, if you're bad, that's okay because people still laugh because it's bad. And if you're good, that's great because you got people laughing. And given that I make myself laugh all the time, I mean, I just go with it.
Definitely. And Michelle had me pulling stuff out of my bra, y'all. I wasn't prepared for this
Pretty
foot long.
treasures.
And neither was the crowd. They was like, what's going on?
Oh, yes. The gentleman that hosts the show, his name is Dwayne White. His co-host Chevet Witcherword was there, and their wives are there too. And it's great. It's a great night because everybody actually is a part of the show, and it's interactive, and If you love to laugh and just be silly, I would say it's definitely an open mic that if you're a comedian, you want to sign up for, maybe check out. And even if you just, you like to laugh, it's worth to go down there. So
Yeah.
I plan it. Reese is my ride or die now comedy partner. So I'm going to be dragging her into all kinds of crazy little shenanigans. Why not?
And that's why hanging out with Michelle, I always tell the plug, Molly and Bernice, where I'm going so they can find out where to find the body. And Slicky Woo always like, look, I don't know where I'm going. Michelle taking me in East Bumfuck somewhere. I don't know. Michelle's just taking me. This is where y'all can find the body. Reese out. It's like the last.
Look, I went to a haunted penitentiary in West Virginia and I came back alive, Reese. I believe we are good. We're covered. So I will always take good care of you.
Okay. Now, with that out of the way, the pleasantries out of the way. Now, Miss Bernice, it's time to spill the tea, girl. What is the gossip, honey?
You talking about gossip, girl? It ain't no gossip.
It's
It's
news.
news.
Remember, Molly told us that news is gossip. So, what's the gossip news? The news gossip. What is the chatter, honey, around the water cooler?
I'm listening.
They said the first story is Washington police warns of alarming sex trafficking trend before the holidays. Fastest growing criminal industry. Honey, that's why I said you got to be so safe. There was a recent story about in DC about this white van that was just riding around in the neighborhood for hours and hours looking for people to take, basically, because we know in DC we have a lot of missing girls, and young men. And young men. So we have to be so cautious. And they're saying it has spiked since the holidays. Be careful. Never travel alone. Change your pattern. Uh, Whatever you need to do to stay safe, because they are out here. They are
What,
out here.
what in the world are they doing? Snatching why is this so prevalent? Okay, I'm going to say this. It's going to be off the beaten path. This is just my opinion. It's not the opinion of Bernice or Michelle or the Morning Mac Show. I believe that they be doing human sacrifices and be doing all into that stuff. Other than just sex trafficking, they're doing other stuff as well, too. Certain time of the year, it's people go super crazy. Really.
Yeah. The thing is we can speculate about a lot of stuff, but the truth about it is we have a lot of people out here who are interested in young kids and will pay high prices to have them. We have
reason.
yeah, and then we have the organs. People want organs, so they're willing to do what it takes to get that money. Money is power. So that's the way it goes these days. You just have to do your best to be careful and watch your surroundings, because it's not a game out here. It really isn't. So the next story is a former Washington D.C. police officer was found guilty in the death of a moped chase. I don't know if y'all remember this story, but they were chasing this young black guy on a moped, and the young guy crashed and he died. So the man has been basically he's been charged with it. So
I remember that story.
Because in DC it's against a law for the police to chase them four-wheelers. They can't chase them at all.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's been found guilty. So and it's rare that a cop is found guilty. I'm just being real with it, So we're gonna go with some good news today. A taco shop flooded with orders after a daughter's Christmas wish to get her mother customers goes viral. So this little girl said she got tired of saying her mother watched the door, praying to get customers and whatnot. So she went to TikTok. And when she went to TikTok, the people responded, and her mother's business went crazy. It went crazy. She got so many customers, she don't know what to do with them. And it says, they say as of this writing, the TikTok has garnered over 38.5 million views, 6 million likes, and more than 69,000 comments. Baby, honey, and you know what? The thing is, a lot of times people get good responses, but the thing is, they got this new trend on TikTok. Uh, the black girl, the black girl, follow me and I'll follow you.
I've
You know,
seen
and
that.
yeah, I think it's a good thing. But with that being said, that's for me, that's social media and you getting your numbers up. But what we have to do is take it, twist it, and use it to build our community. Don't just get your TikTok views up. Yeah, we can dominate that. That would be good. But let's start with building our sisters, their self-esteem, their mental health. Work on those things while we're building this, because you can get them numbers up and you may never speak to them again. Let's put out some positive energy while doing this new trend.
Yeah.
That's my outlook on it. You know what I'm saying? So
Definitely.
yeah. So that's the news. You got the tea. Let's keep it moving. What's up with the topic today?
Now, before we get into the topic, let's say hi to our viewing and listening audience. Good
All
morning,
right.
y'all.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
let's do the roll call. I see Slicky. I see Latrice. Hey, Renee. That's my girl, Renee.
I see Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Hi, Larry.
He gonna come on the show on Friday. Larry, can you come on the show Friday? I don't know. He didn't respond back. But hey, y'all. Who else we got in the house, y'all?
Hey, my cousin. What's up, Nene?
Hey, Nene.
Hi, Nene.
We love y'all. We thank you so much for tuning in with us, because without you, it wouldn't be a show.
Mhm.
Right. And we would like for you guys to like, comment, and share. We love the comments. Keep it going. But we need the shares as well, so other people can get in on this goodness. Hey, Renee. Renee, sharing the show. Make sure all the folks on in Virginia on the show. All righty. Now, the topic of today is I want to educate the people on Krampus. Y'all know who Krampus is?
Dude,
I heard about him.
Y'all heard? Michelle?
I've
I heard
seen
about
the
it.
movie.
No, it's not a movie.
Oh, it's not Krampus.
Oh, we saw the movie. The movie was much like the video I watched on it. It was much like it. I saw the movie.
Right. But it goes back hundreds of years, like 1,600 years ago. I mean, it was years. It's right along with Christmas. And I just want to educate people on a little bit about what we're doing. And once you see this video, you give me your thoughts. I can shed a little light, a little history. It's just more than a movie. It's something that's real. And it's so funny because a lot of people just think it's just made up fictional. It's made up fictional, but it didn't start from this movie a few years ago. So with that being said, roll the video.
Today be covering an interesting Germanic Christmas tradition. You've likely heard of jolly old Saint Nick, but you may not have heard of his rather sinister counterpart, Krampus. With a demon-like visage, you might not initially believe he's associated with a time of joy and goodwill to all. But in today's video, we will cover the disturbing story of Krampus and the fate that befalls those who misbehave. The role that Krampus plays in the Christmas festives is that he is very much tied to St. Nicholas. St. Nicholas is the origin of Santa Claus and is a similar character in the Germanic tradition. He arrives on the 6th of December to give children modest or small gifts. Usually these are oranges, nuts, or small chocolates, given to those children who have behaved well during the year. But for those children who have misbehaved, another, far darker visitor would arrive. On the 5th of December, known as Krampusnacht, Krampus is said to visit the naughty children. But far from being the jolly, saintly old man, Krampus has a demonic visage, complete with sharp fangs, goat-like horns, long claws, and an extended tongue. On his back, he carries either a basket or sack, and in his hands, he carries birch branches. Very often, Krampus will whip the naughty children, throwing them into his sack, and can be even seen dragging the children into the underworld. In some extreme cases, it is said he will eat the naughty children. Krampus is often seen clad in rusted bells and chains, warning of his proximity. The word Krampus is derived from the High German word Krampen, meaning claws. Just how such an evil demon can be associated with Christmas is an interesting story. Whilst it is not exactly known where Krampus derived, he is likely a development of pagan winter solstice traditions. One that bears a striking resemblance to the duo Saint Nick and Krampus is the pagan deity Pegcha. A duality in herself, she can appear as a beautiful and kind figure who would give to the children of a household a silver coin if they had behaved that year. But to those who misbehaved, she would appear as an old haggard demon who would slice open the stomachs of the naughty children and then proceed to disembowel them before stuffing the cavity with sticks and stones. Assisting Pegcha was a gaggle of smaller Pegchans, little minions who would assist Pegcha in her duties. As for the festival associated with Pegcha, women would dress up as her evil minions in a bid to ward off the evil spirits, donning masks and running throughout the town. This would be known as the Pegchenlaufen, or the Pegchen Run. It is understood that as Christianity spread throughout the region, it sought to limit such pagan festivals and encouraged Christian worship instead, notably celebrating the Feast of St. Nicholas instead during winter. As the church sought to ban the Pegcha celebrations or incorporate St. Nicholas into the festivities, a new figure emerged in the 16th century, Krampus. It bore a striking resemblance to the Pegchen, and carried out a similar role of the darker side of Pegcha. Soon enough, Krampus and St. Nicholas became a duo, working in tandem and representing two sides of reward and punishment. Instead of the Pegchenlaufen, there was the Krampuslauf, where men would dress up as Krampus, again wearing scary masks and outfits, and would roam the town. During the Krampuslauf, the goal of the participants can vary from place to place and town to town. Sometimes the goal is to scare children, other times it is to cause mischief. But in most instances, the groups of roaming men will go house to house and ask for schnapps, an offering to the warding of evil spirits. Many will brandish the birch stakes and whip the crowds who come to see people dressed in truly disturbing get-up. There are plenty of videos online of the sort of mischief Krampuslaufen entails, and they are well worth watching. Krampus as a character soon garnered a wider appeal. By the 18th and 19th century in Bavaria and Austria, Krampus Christmas cards became incredibly popular. Their unique style became known as Krampuskarten cards. The depictions were devilish, but would sometimes take a rather raunchy turn. Female depictions of Krampus punishing naughty men were commonplace. Many of the cards displayed the same three words, Gruß vom Krampus, meaning greetings from Krampus. I would recommend you to take the time to view the truly bizarre, wonderful, and downright creepy cards that people sent to one another, although many depicting the grim fate of naughty children. It is perhaps important to stress that the traditions of Krampus are most associated with Austria and Bavaria, and not Germany. In fact, St. Nicholas is often associated with another less demonic figure known as Knecht Ruprecht. Whilst he does brandish birch sticks and whip children, he is a manservant to St. Nicholas, and again deals with a doling out of punishment to naughty children. As an interesting aside, in the German translation of The Simpsons, the family dog Santa's Little Helper is instead called Knecht Ruprecht. Today, Krampuslaufen still takes place around the world, though mainly taking place in southern Germany and Austria. A recent interest in Krampus has resulted in many a horror movie, with Krampus as the antagonist, usually targeting those who do not follow the spirit of Christmas. Krampus cards are available online and will certainly make an interesting replacement holiday card for your loved ones. The folklore and festivities around Krampus are a genuinely disturbing and interesting way to celebrate the Christmas period. It is a fascinating example how traditions change and merge. In particular, how Christian festivals integrated themselves in pagan festivals to garner popular support, and how people refused to let go of their pagan ways. This meddling of cultures, tradition, and ways to celebrate result in some of the most disturbing, yet incredibly fun practices. Krampus is said to visit on the 5th of December, which is the day this video is going to be released. If some of you have been naughty, then you very may well get a visit from Krampus.
Admitted with the Krampus and the Christmas and all that stuff. You know, Christmas is a holiday developed over there in Europe, and it's it was pagan rituals, and they try to clean it up and throw some Christianity on it so not to seem as dark as what they're really doing. They were sacrificing kids. They were doing to the demon Moloch. It's a lot of stuff involved in Christmas. And if we know that this is a pagan ritual, sacrificing children and all of that stuff, and all this demon and Krampus and all this stuff, why are we still doing it? What do a tree got to do with Christmas? What do a tree got to do with Christ?
Still don't know.
Anything Christ like? I mean, why do we still do it and make other people rich and make other people feel bad? Because people they have can afford gifts and stuff and all this, getting into the holiday. And then when you don't have, it makes other people feel bad, feel less than, make you feel some kind of way during the holidays. Christmas.
We can't answer why people do it, because everybody has their own mindset. A lot of people are following tradition. It's what they were taught. It's part of their heritage. So people follow along with that stuff. And I agree, it has nothing to do with Christ, because I always said, well, if it's about Christ, and on my birthday, they're not giving my kids gifts. So if it's about Christ, shouldn't you take your gift back to him? But nonetheless, people, like I said, we won't understand the reasoning of why people do it, to each their own. In the same token, I don't think it was created to make others feel less than, because it's always been that way. Somebody's always going to have more than others. I think it's just people, for the most part, a lot of people coming together to celebrate a special time with their family, and they're just using this as a tool. Because honestly, if you think about today's society, if there's not a special event, most families not coming together.
Amen. Yes. Agree with that. And it is funny, I agree with you, Bernice, because my ex-husband, who is an atheist, who when I had my first daughter, I didn't want to bring her to the Catholic Church, but I wanted her to be exposed to God, and I said to him, I don't think I want to take her to the Catholic Church. Would you mind if I took her somewhere else? And he was like, I may be an atheist, but I was raised an Irish Catholic, so the Catholic Church is the only way we're going to go. And yet, also, his house is fully decorated. It's like Christmas threw up in his house. So
but he's an atheist?
And yes. Yes. But he
Christmas ain't got nothing to do with Christ, so that could very well be Christmas is a pagan ritual and holiday, the winter solstice. So he may believe in something else, and that is definitely not,
it's just
Jesus
a money making thing now. Christmas is just Christmas is the celebration of the worship of money.
And in 1931, I want to give the people a little bit and drop a little wisdom. 1931 was the year of the Santa Claus that we know as jolly old Saint Nick. Saint Nicholas didn't look like that with the beard and the belly and stuff. Coca-Cola Company revamped that for sales, and then the American people adapted that and took that vision of Santa Claus and ran with it. So 1931, that was not Santa Claus. Didn't look like that.
1931 is when Santa sold out.
Thanks to Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, they did it, y'all. Yeah. Always Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you'll never understand why people do it. Everybody have their reasons for celebrating stuff. Just like if you think about Jehovah's Witnesses, they don't celebrate anything, including your birthday.
Yep.
But they do celebrate one thing, and they celebrate the Passover. They do celebrate
But we
Break,
talking about
break that.
pagan holidays. This,
Oh,
you know,
yeah. Not just the
it's
Jehovah's Witness. A lot of religions, though, like Islam, because they know that these are man-made stuff and made-up stuff, and they know that the origin behind it came from something evil. So they had to put a little sugar on the poison so that the people could drink it. I'm gonna put a little sugar AVP in your lemonade. That's what. That's what it was like.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, people gonna question what you do regardless. I mean, it's up to us to look, into the history of things. But in the same token, you can't believe everything in history. Just like y'all were talking about the woman king, the movie. They said a lot of stuff wasn't correct. So it's a it's a win-lose situation. You have to take it upon yourself to decide, look, this fits me and this doesn't. It's like me. I'm a big girl. I'm not going into no shop for no slim woman and put that on and say, oh, I'm going to make this fit. Nah, I'm going to go with what fits me, where I feel comfortable. And a lot of people feel comfortable in this because, again, it's tradition. It's what my grandma did. It's what her mother did. But, it goes a long way. It goes a long way. You can introduce information to people. They say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it.
I just want to educate my folks and let them learn. It said our people perish because they don't have knowledge. That's why you perish. Now, well, with that being said, people, you do whatever you want to do because they're going to do whatever they want to do regardless. But at least know why you do what you do. At least know why you do what you do. So don't blame it on I do this, I do that, because it's a bunch of. I just want people to open up a book and seek the knowledge. If something ain't right, then read and do the research on yourself. Like my grandmother told me when I was a little girl, she said Christmas used to be in January. I said, Grandma, Christmas used to celebrate in January, like the 5th or the 6th, right? I ain't believe her. Then I did my research and was like, wow, Grandma wasn't lying. We rely on what our older generation tell us. So if they don't tell us the story, we ain't going to know the story. We just going to go along with why we do this and why we did it. When I was a little girl, I used to ask Grandma, what was Saint Nick? Why we do this? And you know what she said? I don't know. Just do.
And it's like a game of telephone, because over the years, whatever message people have been telling one another, gets probably distorted, and it continues because you know what, though? It's even in school. I send all the shit with my kids, to school. We got to give this, the teacher, I mean, it's just ingrained. And honestly, since I separated, I kind of feel like more now it's creating about your own family traditions. Like I'm redefining what my foundation and what my family traditions are going to be. And, I do all of this because I still have an 11-year-old that loves the holidays and likes all of that. So now for me, celebrating the holidays is about celebrating my family and my kids and doing the things that, I love to do.
Right.
Exactly. So, let that be the reason why. Don't let society or our government tell us what we do, why we do. And they do tell us. They tell us when we go to work, when we come home, when we send our children to school, when we leave our children home. The government tells us everything, and even what we're learning. That's why they got this so messed up, jacked up school system, because they're making us to be robots. They're making us, conforming us to stay in that box. You go to school, you go to work. You go to school, you go to work. You go to school, you go to work. You work here for this factory, for this industry, for this whatever.
Yep.
And they ingrain that in us. And then they give us the bullshit on top of it. Oh, let's throw some holidays in there. Let's keep them happy. Let's make up some stuff. But my thing is, do you celebrate life the way you want to, but don't celebrate it. Don't think just because, I'm giving my pastor a gift, I'm doing this is Jesus. No, this ain't got nothing to do with God. Ain't got nothing to do with God. But be clear on why you doing things. And don't get sucked in somebody else's pagan ritual and bringing stuff to their ritual altar and you don't know.
right?
Remember, they made us sing a song to a fucking tree. Oh, Tenenbaum, oh, Tenenbaum. Y'all remember Oh Christmas Tree? Oh Christmas Tree.
They ain't make me.
Your
They ain't
branch.
make me sing nothing because I ain't grow up like that. We
In
never.
school, they taught us that in school, Bernice.
I didn't sing it in school. My grandparents and mother told me I didn't even pledge allegiance to the flag.
Wow.
You remember
I
that?
did not.
Do y'all remember when we had to do that?
Man, oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah.
I don't remember it.
Ugh.
Okay, let's go to the comments. Renee, she giving a shout out to her business. Renee Brown. She say if anybody needs their house clean or they need a caterer, let her know or give them my number, which is 202-270-3115, or reach her at Renee Marshall 55 at Gmail. Thank you. DJ Slicky Woo Boo says voodoo sounded stuff. Latrice Cheek says, yeah. She said, let's keep it real here. Being as though we know the history of these holidays, do you still participate in the festivities? Accept any gifts gifted to you on that day? I don't get gifts. I don't celebrate it, and that's it, and that's all.
Yeah.
Latrice
Who
said
that?
Latrice. She
Okay.
also said, I wonder, because I know of people who speak the truth of these holidays but still participate. And that's true. She said, I know the truth, but I still participate. And Molly says, Latrice Cheeks, most of them still celebrate it.
Yeah.
He said birthdays are a pagan holiday. He said, no, wait a minute. Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, birthdays, Halloween, etc. are all pagan. Latrice says, Molly, all the holidays are. When you know the truth but keep celebrating it, one is against it. If one is against it. Latrice says, it's weird to me if you're hung up on the real meaning. How DJ Slicky Woo Boo says, how many years you stop believing in Xmas? Who are you asking that question to? Because I've never celebrated it. That's the way I was taught from birth. We've never had a tree. We never sang the Christmas carols. We never exchanged gifts. We never did any of it.
And you grew up in a Pentecostal church, right?
Seventh-day Pentecostal.
Wow.
And they never believed in that? Because I remember when we was going to church, it was going to Pentecostal. Is Seventh-day Pentecostal different from Pentecostal?
Yeah, Seventh Day is basically they believe in the Sabbath. No, they believe in the Sabbath and all that stuff. So they against pagan holidays and all that stuff.
Okay, because I was like the regular Pentecostal. We had church program, Christmas programs and stuff. It wasn't until I started questioning when you and your kids. You don't question it because my kids look a gift horse in the mouth. Oh, you getting gifts and stuff and having fun. But as you get an adult or older, you be like, well, where did this come from? Why do we do this? Not until I became a grown adult did I know the truth and stuff. And then I stopped putting up a Christmas tree because I didn't find the significance and the important in it anymore. And then when I did put it up, I did it just for the lights because I like looking at the lights during the holiday time. And I kept my stuff up all year long. See, I didn't do it for what it was for. And then getting together with family, we used that as family dinner day.
Yeah.
It wasn't so much of, oh, Merry Christmas, everybody give gifts. We got together, we ate. We baked gifts. I mean, we didn't trade gifts. We cooked food. We ate. We got together. We laughed. And that was good. So it wasn't the pressure of I gotta get you a gift. I remember when I was coming up, a young woman, my mother put the pressure on us. She had a list. And the pressure was on getting. I worked at the law firm at this time when I was at Walmart for Davidson. And the gift, she had everything on this list for cashmere scarf, Tommy Hilfiger lotion. She wanted a Bose radio, yada yada, all this stuff that she said that she wanted on her list. I went out there and felt like crunch time. I felt like I had something to prove, and I got her everything off this fake list. And for what? Why? Why do we do what we do? And like I got a cousin that says, oh, I know I don't want to know nothing about Christmas or the truth behind it. She said, because I like doing what I do. I like putting up the garland. I like the stockings. I like the tree. So, Molly's right. Even when people do know the truth, people are going to do what they want to do. I'm not saying don't do what you want to do. I'm just saying know why you do what you do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If we don't know why we do what we do, is that not a robot? We just do a program to do it.
Oh,
Yeah, you follow the program, but again, in history, there's a lot of misinformation. So people really, like me, I don't really trust the internet, and I got to be honest with that, because you just never know what to decipher. That's just like me growing up in religion. I didn't research anything. I believed what they told me. It wasn't until I got older and I realized, look, I need to research and see what's what, because I need to know for myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's, again, people gonna do what they want to do. They're gonna believe what they want to believe. I think people have turned it. Yeah, the companies say come buy these gifts, but I think it's up to people to say, okay, we're not gonna be spending a bunch of money trying to impress each other because this is what you want. And again, that helps these entitled children. A lot of them don't deserve what they're getting.
Oh, Lord.
But they got this TikTok out to say, you ain't getting a damn thing for Christmas. It's crazy,
but you did good grades for Christmas. You ain't get nothing for Christmas. They say you did good grades.
You ain't clean your room.
Yeah, all that stuff.
But it's up to us. My thing is, I started because I didn't believe in Christmas and stuff. I would just have random gatherings. Look, I'm cooking. I want you to come. We're gonna sit, we're gonna laugh. That's the type of thing that I enjoy doing because I want to keep that bond. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's really up to us to change the narrative.
That's it.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
100%. I agree.
What we want to do, not what they tell us to do, and it's how they tell us to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We got to take control, but we've been programmed. We got to quit our stinking thinking. That's it right there. Yeah. We got to wake up for the program like, wait a minute, I ain't got to do this. I ain't got to do, and people like, did you get your stockings? Did you get your tree? Like,
word.
Get out my face. I ain't getting no tree. They always say, did you put your tree up? Did you put your tree up?
Yeah.
Get out of my face.
Oh,
my friend asked me this morning. He was like, are you ready for the holiday? I said, what holiday you talking about? See, what I get to do is I get to relax. I ain't got to wake up, get my granddaughter ready for school. I get some me time. I'm going on my mama's house and chill with my mom.
That's vacation.
I take that time to just relax and release. You know what I'm saying? It's good to be able to do that, but I'm not thinking about no tree, and I like lights. I have lights all over my room. Reese, I get on video, my room lit up because I just got a thing for lights. It ain't got nothing to do with no fat Santa Claus. And one thing for certain, and two things for sure. If I was celebrating Christmas, I'm not given credit to no man in no suit when I work hard to buy gifts. No. Come on, man.
Think about it. Even when we was coming up as kids, I'd never seen a gift says from Santa Claus. It says from mommy, from daddy, from whoever it was given to. So Santa Claus ain't never bring me nothing. And when I saw, look, we played with our toys. I was one of the bad kids that try to find the hide place. It wasn't no Santa Claus. I'm like, we ain't even got no chimney, and we keep our doors locked, and we don't send out no milk and cookies because of roaches. We
Lord. Not the Brown brothers.
Keep it, and we ain't did that. We ate our milk and cookies, first of all. But we ain't feeding no roaches. My grandma, don't leave food without feeding the roaches. We ain't feeding no roaches growing up. So all of that was a myth. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, I never understood it. I loved Christmas when I was a little kid. And then when I got older and I started paying attention to how much my mother cursed and hated the holiday and would like be not because my dad didn't help her do the Christmas shopping or the Christmas wrapping the gifts or doing the Christmas cards, baking the cookies, and my mother worked. So, and then, you know, of course she'd have everybody, and it was just from when before like the around Halloween to New Year's Eve, my mother was just like, I'm just like, why do we do this?
A lot of stress.
Yeah,
It's stressful. It's definitely stressful. And we got some comments. Let me go into these comments and see what our people are saying.
we got people chatting.
DJ Slicky Woo Boo say, I do that every day. So is that Xmas?
Celebrates God.
Renee Brown says, I say just be thankful. If it weren't for God, it would be, I don't know what that say. It would be us. Amen. She said she meant to say amen. I have a 6-year-old, so I do it for him until he is old enough to seek his own understanding to decide if it's something he believes in for himself.
Yeah.
And Renee says, only thing I believe in is God. And Alan says, they lied to our grandparents, and our grandparents lied to our moms, and our moms lied to us. Religion, the lies, the lack of truth. As I get older, I have done my own research and realized the truth.
Yeah.
Xmas, he also says Xmas ain't for adults. We should be woke by now. It's for the kids. You know, the thing is, and talking about kids, so my daughter told her friend, she said, I don't celebrate Christmas. They was like, oh, you must feel bad. She said, no, I don't, because I get everything I need during the year.
That's right. All year long. Ain't got to wait to the end of the year to get the tennis shoes or the coats or whatever you need.
So my thing is, you know, I say to each their own. I don't knock anybody. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Your truth is your truth. Your tradition is your tradition. You know, we live in this world where the beautiful thing is we're entitled to our own opinions, our own thoughts, and the way you want to live. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't knock people. But definitely when my kids say, Mom, can you get this for me? I be like, okay, I got you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel bad at all. I'm not going to feel bad. Ain't nobody going to make me feel bad, period.
Yeah.
They don't feel bad. My kids good. My kids are good. Now, my granddaughter, her mother celebrated Christmas, but my son knew before he passed, when he asked me, he said, Mom, he said, if something happened to me, can you take care of my daughter? He knew no Christmas tree wasn't going up in my house. He knew that. He knew it beforehand. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, for her mom's birthday was on Christmas Day. She was born on Christmas Day. Ooh. So that's a special time for her. Being as though her mom is not here, yeah, she's going to be with her family on that day. Yeah. That's their thing. But for me, if she stays with me, we're going to celebrate her mom in a way so she'll never forget. Mom was here. Mom loved me. Her spirit is still with me. So other than that, you know, to each their own, like I said before.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, you know, we just got to wake ourselves up. Like Alan said, Christmas is for children, and the only reason why it's for children because we make it for our children. As we get adults know that they're lying to the kids. So why do we indoctrinate them into the lie from the beginning? Why do we lie to them from the beginning and then they're expecting? It's for control. It's for that's what it is. Because if you ain't been good, you're not gonna get nothing for Christmas. If you're going to get a lump of coal, it's fear and it's for control. That's why they did it to us. For fear and control.
100%.
It's always fear and control. If somebody fears something, you can control.
Yeah.
Because fear will paralyze you.
It definitely will. Because honestly, I lived in fear for a long time. Fear that I wasn't good enough. Fear that people didn't want to hear what I had to say. Fear of speaking, you know, and I'm 49 years old and I'm coming out my box. You know what I'm saying? So I just believe God ain't give me the spirit of fear. I'm gonna say my piece. I'm gonna be who I was called to be. We can't let this stuff control our lives. I'm telling you, because like you said, it's crippling. I felt such a weight, and now I feel free. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
What are our guests saying? I see stuff
Okay.
moving.
DJ Slicky Woo Boo say, my mom one year took us to the store to show her what we want. And Renee say Santa Claus is mom and dad, just as simple as that. Okay. She laughing because I said Brown Brothers. Oh, Butterman in the house. Good morning, Butterman.
Morning.
Alan said, and that's her doing, Reese.
Yes.
That's her, and he said, and that's her doing her research. So Alan says, but they do know that me and my wife buy all their stuff, and they have to earn stuff, and that's all year long. That's it. And Kenneth says, well, I am the biggest adult kid. He said he the biggest adult kid.
There it is. He likes getting gifts.
He like gifts. Yeah. Alan said my son believes he can be Spider-Man. Kenneth said, yes, kids. It's for the children like me. LOL. Hey, you know, my thing is like me, I like to give random gifts. And that's just me. If I see something, I'd be like, oh, and I have somebody in mind be like, let me grab this for so-and-so. I mean, that's just who I am. You know, I want to make you feel special all year long because one year Christmas may not come for you or for me.
Right, exactly. Hey, have you ever got a gift, right?
Mhm.
And you open it up and you try to be happy and you be like, oh wow. And you be like, what the hell is this for? You know, like somebody get like a gag of porcelain grapes. You be like, or some off tandem gift, like, why would you give me this? You be like, oh, thank you. Just what I wanted, a statue, a figurine of, you know, it's just like wow. And you have to play it off.
Yes.
You know, like, hey, thank you for these dishes, Mom. I get the hint. You know, you just like, wow. You give me some damn dishes, or somebody getting you a vacuum cleaner. You know, hey, clean. You know, like
that works for me because vacuum's expensive, honey. Hey, anybody that want to gift me a vacuum cleaner, I'm open to it. Just do it after Christmas. But I appreciate
when you get it on sale. That's the best time, after Christmas sale. Black Friday after Christmas.
Oh, I want my coffee maker too. You talking about Santa Claus ain't came yet? I got your Santa Claus.
Your Satan Claus, Satan. Remember Saturday Night Live? Church lady used to be like, Satan. Jada Carly used to do the church lady. Y'all remember that?
Yes.
Who told you to say that? Satan. It was funny.
I do remember that.
Oh, Alan wrote a book. Oh, Alan. Don't forget, you be on tomorrow. It's Freaky Friday. We're going to have Just and Alan in the male panel. And Kenneth, I'm extending it to you, my friend. If you would like to come on the panel, let me know.
Yeah. We have a couple of more comments. Nene said, in order for us to become a free people, we must stop practicing these pagan holidays, period. And I agree with Molly. He says, every day you present in life, it's a gift. And I'm grateful for it. That's why when people ask me how I'm doing, I could be hurting, I could be going through something. I say I'm grateful.
I'm fine.
That's I'm grateful. And Alan says kids have such a pure imagination, and we gotta let our kids be kids because once they get older, the world gonna smack them in the face. They have so many battles to face. So I let my son be a kid because once their innocence is gone, it's real.
Yep.
Renee says, no. Like my aunt gave me a fruit cake. I turned around and gave her the same cake 2 days later.
Oh,
hey.
Fruitcake be fermented. Some people love fruitcake now.
That's nasty. That's nasty.
Ooh,
They
no.
like it fermented and stuff. I mean,
you keep that. You keep that gift. I'm good with it.
Eggnog.
You know,
What's up with this?
Christmas is so stressful.
Yes.
because you're out there, you're buying, you're cooking, you're cleaning, you try to get ready. I used to watch my grandmother work herself into a frenzy. And my uncle would help cook because my Uncle Stanley liked to cook every now and then. And my grandmothers used to say, cooking for all these niggas is hard because everybody will come over. She's cooking. She would start early. She would start like 3 days before because she's cooking everything you could name of. And I was like, wow. And same thing with Thanksgiving. And it's because, and my aunt Dolly was a Jehovah's Witness, but they didn't celebrate or look at it. It was our day that we got together to eat as a huge family. My grandmother's mother was a Jehovah's Witness, and her aunt this is on my grandma's side, but they still came to family dinners, to the big gatherings. They didn't pass out no gifts or nothing, but they ate at the table and they fellowship, and that felt good to be able to sit on my great grandma's lap and ask her questions like, what was it like when you was a kid?
Yeah.
A granny grand, because she was a great grandma Mita. And she talked in that old raspy voice. She said, when I was chilling, I'm like, you was a chitlin. When you was a chitlin, what happened? When you little, you don't understand stuff. And they tell you, they talk to you, but it was like telling me fables. It was like story time. So my great grandmother on my mother's side was my great grandma Mita. I would ask her questions. And then when I met my grandfather's parents, I talked them to death because I wanted to know. Do you know that I know more about my aunts and uncles, their aunts and uncles, than they do?
Yeah.
And they said because we didn't ask those questions, Reese. You was one of them kids that you was so nosy. They would be like, Reese, go sit down.
Nosy.
Reese, shut up. Reese, go over there. Reese, leave them alone.
My grandma used to call them busybodies. You was one of them little busybodies. Hold on. Alan said, when you say the word freaky, what do you mean freaky? He said, I'm going to have to get a permission slip from my wife. See, that's what I mean, Reese. That title gives a misconception of what you mean by it. So,
okay. This is what a Freaky Friday is. It's an open forum where you can freely talk about whatever you want to talk, but it was originally so that the men can talk freely and be asked anything by the women, and then the women can talk freely and be asked anything by the man. And then I started mixing the panel up with men and women coming together at the same time to have dialogue and conversation. It does not necessarily mean you're going to be talking about deep throating and keistering. What it means is that when we'll talk about freely about the questions that men want to know about women, and women want to know about men.
How about we call it Talk Freely Friday?
But if it's something sexually you want to know, by all means, you can ask it. Somebody on the panel might be able to answer it.
Yeah, somebody will answer it. But yeah, that can be. It can definitely be an issue. You know what I'm saying? And we're adults. I think it's all in doing things in respect, knowing boundaries. You know what I'm saying? So, I say get in, have fun. Let's get to know. I mean, it's a learning process. That's what I see it as. I want to learn something from you. Bring something to the table. Teach me something.
Look, that was my slogan. Each one teach one, then all shall know. And I think it was somebody said that you learned something that just.
She done froze up again. Lord have mercy. But it's almost time to sign out of this thing. Our time is about up. But we definitely want to thank everybody for attending, sharing your thoughts, hitting us up. I don't know of any shows. You got any shows coming, Michelle?
I will actually be doing a comedy Zoom tomorrow night and on Christmas Eve because I'm a heathen with Jack Ham.
Oh, Lord.
But thank you, Bernice, again for always having me on. I feel blessed when I get to be on here with you. So thank you.
Oh, no problem at all. And I'm going to leave y'all with this message. No one can force you to do anything. We all have our thoughts and our traditions or whatever the case may be. But in the same token, if you're making this about God, celebrate him every day, not just on one day. You know, in the end, it's up to us to seek the knowledge and move forward with it. But we love you regardless of your tree or whatever. God is love, so we're gonna share that all year.
Yeah.
What I miss?
If we closing, it's almost time. Molly, put it up. It's closing time.
Closing time, baby.
Well, Michelle, did you tell your spiel before you go?
I did.
Okay.
I let everyone know I'm going to be doing a comedy Zoom, and you can find me on Instagram. It's Mama _drama 525.
Okay.
So I'll definitely, I appreciate the love and support.
I'll be back tomorrow for Freaky Friday, and if guys, Alan, get in touch with me so we can make sure you get the panel information. And DJ Slicky Woo, I love you guys. The spill for me is if anybody want to hire a fat, funny comedian, look, a fat, funny female comedian, you get 3 Fs. Fat, funny female. Okay.
Yep. And this is R&B on the Morning Max Show. We love you, and we out.
Tune in tomorrow, Freaky Friday, y'all.
Bye, everyone.